Hey everybody, this is Catalin, and today we're going to talk about how to organize your weekly schedule. I was going on Facebook, I think the other day, and I got this comment on one of my videos about creativity. Of course, the comment was completely unrelated, and the comment was about, and I'm going to read it to you now because this is the first and only question of this Q&A. Okay, so let me read the question out loud. Jan M. Nagy. I think I've been friends with Jan for a long time on Facebook, but I don't remember exactly the reason, but thank you, Jan, for the question. Great stuff, Catalin. I'm curious about how you do your weekly schedule. Would be cool to see a video on that at some point. Guess what? I'm doing a video on that at this point. This is a really fascinating question. I'm choosing to kind of make the video about this specific question only because I've been practically the most unorganized person you can think of for the vast majority of my life. And for the last 2 years, maybe a year and a half, I really got really organized and dialed in my activities. And that happened because I practically got started with increased media and with all these things that I'm doing, and I had to, right? So the quick story on this is till I was maybe 16 years old and a half, I was the most unorganized person, right? I didn't organize my room, didn't organize my life, didn't organize my friends, my relationships, anything. I didn't like it. I just like to wing it and go with the flow. I'm that type of person naturally, right? When I got to be 17 or 17 and a half or 18, I think I started doing some things with the business I'm running right now with increased media, and I got soon to realize that, and this is actually something that happened in a specific day. I had maybe like 7 clients at one time myself, because that's what you do. You just take way too many things. And it was maybe 3 in the morning, and I had 30 things I need to do in that upcoming week. This was a Sunday, if I remember correctly. It was a summer Sunday, and I had like 30 things to organize. And I realized that my overwhelmed state is not gonna go away until I find the system to actually organize my week and to actually know that all those things are going to happen, because the clients, even though they were kind of like random clients that I got through different places and I was working for them, it was important that the job was going to get done, you know? So in that moment, in that night, it was the first time in my life I started to organize things. And how I did it back then, I have one of these whiteboards and I started typing like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever. And I started typing like, okay, I'm going to do this on Monday, do this on Thursday. And every time something changed, I had to like wipe it out and write it again. Now, 2 years and a half fast forward later, I have a pretty good system about this, and I'm going to share that with you right now. And this system allows me pretty much to never worry about anything else other than what I'm doing in that moment. That's the basic goal of the system of how I organize my week in my life. It has the main goal to allow me, because I'm a really I need focus, you know, I have so much like I feel this is my energy, like that. So in order for me to actually focus, I need to know that for the next hour, I'm going to film videos, and that's what I'm going to do. And if I don't have that, I'm not going to do anything. So I need my mind, and my schedule kind of system has the sole purpose of allowing me to only think of the activity at hand and not have everything else in my mind, because I know my system will take care of those things. I also have an article about this, and the main point I tried to make in the article, and then we're gonna get into the exact system, is number one, you need to realize that your brain has a certain capacity for things that can run at a conscious level, and you need to have all of that, ideally, be focused on the task at hand, like I just said. So everything else should be basically outsourced to technology. So here's how this works. All the things that are coming my way, which could be tasks, ideas, and other things, have to go in a container. Now, a container for me is my email and my Clear app. Okay, everybody knows email, but not everybody knows what Clear app is. And this could be any notes app. I prefer to use Clear. Just for me, it's easier and it's simple to use. It's like $2 on the App Store, $5 for a coffee. So just buy it, okay? Other options for Clear are Google Keep, your Notes app, and anything else like AnyDo, whatever it is. The gist of how this works is that tasks that come my way have to be in these containers and nowhere else. And this is important because after this, when I'm gonna have my event and look at my containers, I have to act on them. So if stuff is not in my containers, it's not gonna get acted upon. Okay, so that's really important. You have to choose your containers wisely and only have tasks there. And anything else that's not in those containers will not get acted upon. And what's in your mind is not a container. Cool, so you need to have an outside technology, outsourced container. Tasks come in my email in form of like, we have to do this, we have to do set up this meeting, whatever it is. Some of those tasks for me get scheduled by somebody else. But the things that I have to do, I have an event in which I schedule those. Also, my ideas, every single time I have an idea, and I have a lot of them, usually like between 70 and 100 a week, I put them in my Clear app, and then I act upon them. Now what this does is if you have a Clear app or any sort of notes space in which you note down your ideas, it kind of takes off the pressure of you having to do those ideas right at that moment. And that's really good, because if you have an idea like, I want to change jobs or something, if you're in the shower, you're going to be like, oh, that's too hard, I'm not going to do it, and you just forget about it. But if you have a place in which you can put it, I mean, obviously not in the shower, if you don't have a waterproof telephone, but I mean, telephone is like that solid thing that nobody uses, right? Any case. So it does that, and it allows you to kind of take that pressure off of you and note down your ideas. So every single thing comes in my email, then my ideas go in my Clear app, and that's the only two containers I have. Then what I do is once a week, I have this event. For me, it takes about 3 hours a week in which I schedule my week out. And I just schedule out, and I usually do maybe 1 or 2 weeks ahead of time. So I don't just do 1 week, I do 1 week and a half or 2 or something like that. And what I do in that kind of 3 hours time frame is I look at my containers in my email and in my Clear. I make sure I reach inbox 0 when I can. I try usually to do that. And I apply the stalling formula. I either do the task. If it takes less than 5 minutes, that's my threshold. I don't do it if I decide that the task or the idea is not important anymore and just forget about it. And the next thing I do is I delegate the task. Cool? And that's something I could do, but if you cannot delegate your tasks, you just skip this one. And the last one is I schedule my tasks. Okay? Now, the way this works is that basically every single thing you have in your email or in your Clear app or Notes app can be kind of filtered out through this framework. And I have another framework I use, and this is important, is the way I kind of prioritize my tasks when I decide to schedule them is I either I kind of go through something that's called my pre-formula. It's priority, results, effort, okay? The task I schedule has to be high priority, has to be high results, and has to be low effort. And the task that has the highest priority with the highest results with the lowest effort is the one that gets done first. And then that's how it goes down the line. Cool? So that's how it works. Basically, when I do that, and let me show my calendar for a little bit. So this is how my calendar looks like. It's pretty, I mean, it's like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever it is. It's pretty tight, but I like it this way. Mainly because it allows me, like I said in the beginning, it allows me to focus only on the next thing at hand. And I don't have to have 100 things in my mind. I can just focus on what comes next. And I know for a fact that on my, usually it's Saturday, but this week I'm doing it on a Friday, I have my event in which I take everything that came together. I take all my ideas, all my emails, all my reminders, everything else, and I act upon them. And that's really, really important because I feel, I mean, with my team, with a lot of people I know, they have so many good stuff in their heads, but it's in their heads. It never reaches paper. It never reaches their calendar, right? So that's like the saying with Steve Jobs, like what Steve Jobs said, like the most wealthy places in the cemetery or something. I think I've said this saying like 5 times. Now, I said cool like 3 times. Cool. Cool? 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 Ah, cool. Cool. If you don't have a system for your ideas to act upon them, then you're not gonna act upon them. You're not gonna act on them, and that's just not gonna happen. Like, proof for this is I've been using this system for a long time and it's proven like really productive. Like for me, it's really productive to do this. But what I didn't have, it's a way for me to do like learning sessions. And last week, I've applied that system and now I started to learn again. And I started to read articles and read books and all these things. And I wanted to read books 3 months before now, but I didn't do it because I didn't have a system. So you need to pay attention to creating systems around things that you care about in your life. This is one of them. See how it fits you. This is a pretty hardcore system though. I only give you like the overlay of it. This, for a more like detailed overview, there's an article about this. I'm gonna pop in the description below, whatever it is. But take the system, see if it works for you. Adapt it to what you have because your life is obviously different than mine. And then just create systems around the things you care about. Like have your goals and then create systems around that because it will prove so effective. That's it. Only one question for the Q&A because I think this was like pretty detailed, like 10-minute answer. Hope this helps Ian and hope this helps a bunch of other peeps. And let me know if that it's really helpful, how that plays in your life. And let me know how do you work and how do you schedule your life and work and whatever it is. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Got this interesting poster and it's kind of a visual representation of abracadabra and this is my answer to the question, so check this out.